Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Darling. Today I'm going to teach you how to make your name in one-point perspective. As you can see, our vanishing point, which are all the diagonal lines here, or the orthogonal lines, are all going to one point. So that's why it's called one-point perspective. It kind of gives the illusion that it's 3D, especially if you stand it up like this. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to teach you how to do that. What you need is a ruler, of course, paper, okay, a pencil, and an eraser. And then later, when you want to add color, you might want to outline it with a nice pen or a Sharpie, and then you can color it. So I'm going to show you how to start. So we first need to establish our vanishing point. And usually your vanishing point is on a horizon line. Now, it's called a horizon line because it's where the land and the sky meet, which is the horizon. So as you can see, here's my paper. You want it in the top 3/4 because we want our vanishing point to be up high so we can see the top of our name, okay? So I'm putting... some people, you don't necessarily need this, but I think it's a good reminder. So I'm going to draw very lightly. I don't know if you can barely see it. And I'm going to do about middle. If you really want to know the exact center, you can measure your, see my paper is 12 inches. So I'm going to find the center, and that's 6. So I'm going to make, here's my vanishing point. Okay? Now, for your name, I'm going to do it as low as possible. You could use, your name could start on the very edge of the paper. That's totally fine. So I'm actually going to do that. But I'm going to make kind of like a guideline for how big I want my letters. Okay, so my name is going to exist in this section. And then all of my lines are going to be up here, going to my vanishing point. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do, I guess you could call them block letters. So I'm going to use my dog's name. His name is, I'm going to write it up here. It's B-E-O-R-N, Bjorn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5 letters. So I'm going to start over here. Now with block letters, you want to give yourself room. If you have a bigger name, you're going to have to, squish it all together. I'm going to use the edge of the paper. But so when you do block letters, my trick is I like to first, I'm going to do my B. Okay, right? Here we go. B, E, O, R, N. Bjorn. So I left some space. The reason why you want to leave some space is because you're going to be drawing your block letters. So I'm going to start with the B. So here, you guys are like, oh my gosh, Mrs. Darling, how on earth am I going to do that? You're going to need your eraser for this. So I'm drawing lightly too. That is a trick. So here's my B. What you can do is you can kind of outline it. Do you guys see how I'm following the other line? Do you see that? So all I did, I'm gonna erase this. See how that worked? Kind of cool, right? I'll do the E so you guys can see it. Ready? I'm gonna make this come down, make this here, make this go here. Now, I'm freehanding this. I do recommend, rulers are like the best thing in the world, I think. A lot of people underestimate how helpful rulers can be. And as you can see, I'm using my ruler like so to make my edges really nice and straight, because in the end, it's going to look so much better when you have these nice straight edges. Again, you're going to be needing this ruler, when we start adding our diagonal lines to the vanishing point. So I'm going to do my O. With the O, just kind of make it as thick, similar and consistent all the way around. I erase my line, right? Erase these lines. Okay, And then here's my R. I'm going to use my ruler for this. I'm going to outline it here, right? So here, here. I'm going to go like this. Okay. And there's my R. I'm going to do, actually going to make my a little bit bigger. I kind of want it to come down a little bit more. So that's the beauty of having your eraser around, is that you can change it up. Okay. So there's my R. Okay. And now my N, which is pretty simple. Right? I'm going to go here. Okay, so here's my name. Now, I'm going to erase this line here because you don't want to get confused and you want to have as minimal lines as possible. Okay, now, to make this look three-dimensional, remember that we want all of our diagonal lines to go to the vanishing point, like so. Do you see that? So here's my edge. I'm going this edge to here, this edge to here. Now with 1 point perspective, you're only getting one perspective of each letter. So depending on where it's located, you obviously don't see the side of this M, right? Because you're seeing the M from this direction, okay? Now you see the E, this side of this E, because you're looking the E's further over to this side, so you see this side of the E. So I'm going to take my rule. This is very important. I'm going to say it one more time. Please use your ruler for this part. It really helps. So I'm going to line up my ruler with my vanishing point, and then I'm going to find this edge. See that? Here, there's my vanishing point. I'm going to lightly draw, right? Okay. Now, if I drew a line here, it doesn't really make sense because it would go right through your letter. Now, a lot of people get tripped up by rounded letters. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just want to take the outermost edge. So again, line up your ruler at the vanishing point, and then you're going to take it, line it, line it. Where does it hit first? And it hits right here first. So I'm going to go there. Oh, kind of cut off that E, but that's okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. So same thing on the inside here. I'm going to go here, line up with that corner, and I'm going to stop, right? Because this is on the inside of that letter, technically. So you see this and that, right? I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, now the same thing down here. I'm going to take my vanishing point. I'm going to line it up, and where do I hit first? So right, here's my vanishing point, and then I'm going to go to my B, and like, oh, I hit there first. So I'm going to stop though, right? Because I don't want to go through my E, which I kind of did there. So technically, we probably want to take away this line, okay? So I did my E. So again, that corner, technically I wouldn't do anything, and I wouldn't do anything with that corner because we're looking at the top of our letters. So let's do the E now. I'm going to check all my corners, right? Go here. I actually would see the little side of this. When in doubt, just when you're not sure that you need that line, what I would do is when in doubt, you just check it anyway. So I'm going to line up my vanishing point and the corner of that letter. Oh, and it did. I do see that after all. I'm going to do the same thing here. I think it's best to work from the top down to the bottom. That way you can see if you get all of your lines. Oh, look at that. It's starting to turn out cool, isn't it? Right? Now I stop there. Remember, I don't want my line to go all the way through because you want to see the front of your letter, but I stopped here, right? Because that's underneath there. So I'm going to do this again. I'm gonna go here and here. Okay, so it looks like I'm pretty much finished my E. Okay, I'm gonna do my O. Remember, line it up with these circular letters. I'm gonna line up with the vanishing point all the way to the outer edge of my, there, and then here. Now the O, or it's a little tricky. It can be a little confusing, but technically this is what it looks like, right? Because we're not ending it. So this goes on for infinity. It's a tunnel essentially. So let's move to the R. The O was the quickest one. Here. Now, as you can see, the O was directly underneath our vanishing point. So you only see the very top and inside, right? Now, once we move over to this side, we're starting to see this side of the letters. As you can see over here, we saw this side. Now over here, we're seeing this side. So here's my R. I'm gonna go here. Okay. You wouldn't see anything over here, but you would see the bottom, a little bit of wedge. Let's see. Yep. Maybe not. So that's finished. Let's look at the end. Go to here. Go to here. And then down here. And now you have Bjorn. Now this looks a little messy, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase. I'm going to erase all this. All right. So what I think is the best thing to do is I then take my black pen. Okay, and you can outline it. So, and this will also clean it up a little bit. Now again, I'm freehanding this. I suggest if you have straight lines to use your ruler. Okay, now once you have your lines and you feel comfortable, if you want to, I think it also looks really nice if you go over your lines in black. But if you don't want to, you don't have to do that either. Okay, totally up to you. But I think it does look really nice. Okay. Look at that end, right? Doesn't it look so much nicer? Right? I'm gonna do my R now. Okay, and now the difference, I'll show you if you leave it in pencil or when you erase your lines, right? Okay, and then if you want to add color, like I did here, you can. And then I cut it out of the paper, so you could cut this all out, and then you have this really cool, and if you wanted to, you could maybe put it on black construction paper if you have that around, or another color. I hope you liked this lesson. I hope you learned something, and if you do it, please shout out and tell me how it went. Thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to see what you create. Bye.